Okay then, let's take it.
Hey guys, how's it going? So, yeah, it happened again. We got ourselves another leaf blower on the side of the road, and let's see what we got. I mean, why don't we see if we can get this thing working? Here comes another airplane. So, we've got in here a recoil spring, Stihl, and a pawl. So I guess that means we got a problem with the pull start, but we'll take a look at it and see what we got. In case you're wondering, hey man, we saw you work on this one before. Are you just trying to do two? Now, here's the other one that I did earlier this year. I guess the BG55 is kind of commonly found alongside the road. I don't know. Let's see if we can get it to work right. Okay, I paused a little bit to let the 172 go by. Alright, so let's see what we got. Got these parts here. Let me get them out of the way. Let's see if it pulls. Well, it's got a spring in it, and it's got a pawl in it. So it's grabbing, and it feels like it's got compression. Alright, let's see what's wrong with it. The squeeze bowl is not cracked. I see some fluid moving around in there, but not a lot. We'll see if maybe it's got a obstruction. It's got fuel in it. It looks okay. The fuel's fine, I think. They still need to be cleaned out. But well, let's see what we get. Okay, well, we're almost there. Ah, looky here. Okay, there is something hanging up in here. I don't think I just broke it. Well, it looks like it wanted to run, so I think we've got spark. We may have a problem with what's going on in here. Let's take a quick look here. Am I doing this wrong? Yeah, of course. Yeah, they could be cleaned out a little bit. Alright, well, let's open this thing up. I'm going to go ahead and dump the gas out so I can turn this thing around and everything. And I'll go ahead and get this spark arrestor off and blast that out, and we'll see how it all does. So hang on, let me get that out and the spark arrestor out. Got a few bits of junk in there, I must admit. Spark arrestors there. Takes 15 millimeter, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's actually pretty clogged up. Let me see if we can get this to focus. Probably not. I never get this thing to work right. Let's see if it'll work it. Well, anyway. It is actually kind of clogged. We'll blast this clean, get it so we can start cooling off. Yeah, that's a lot more clear now. Sorry about you. Don't see if you can see that, but that really cleared out, you know, made ash and cleared out a lot of the stuff that was in there. So yeah, that did the trick. Okay, we'll let that cool. Okay. All right, so now let's see about that. Let's see about this pull cord, huh? Okay, to get this off, Torx. I think it's T25. Let's see. Yep, T25. Seems like I remember 3 of these are going to metal and one of them is plastic. There's the plastic one. Much different pitch thread, as you can see on that. Okay, what is wrong with this? Well, perhaps the spring is broken. Well, it seems to be catching. Is the rope too big around? Or has too much rope on it? It's got too much rope on it. I'm going to shorten that up. I think that rope diameter might be a little bit too large. At least larger than the other one has. Let's see. Yeah, it's a size larger at least than the one I have on the other one. I guess what I'll do is change it out. Why not? Get some more of that rope and we'll change it out. Okay, I've got some number 4, which is the size I have in the other one. It is a size smaller than what we had in this one. I'm not sure if I've got enough. Let's see. Yeah, wouldn't mind it being a little bit longer. Well, let me just cut this first and see if it does the trick. Just pull that out. I think shorten it up about that much. I'm not doing this because of the extra length that was hanging out. I think it's because the rope is so thick it was wrapped around that spindle there really wasn't room for any more. I don't think that's why it's jamming, but I'm going to cut it shorter. Yeah, this is like, I'm not going to use this. This is like curtain rod stuff. Alright, let's get rid of this. Okay, the fun part is to dig that out. Let me get something to get on that and yank it out. Let me put you on pause. I'll be back. Okay, let's see if we can get this out. So we just need to fish that from out of there, right? So easy to do. There we go. Got lucky. Yeah, you can see the difference in thickness. This stuff is just really not the right thing. Okay, is that long enough? Yeah, we'll make it work. I got a longer piece, but we'll make this work here. So it's got a lot of use on it. You can see where that bushing has just gotten really ovaled out there. If you can see it. All right. Now comes the fun part, right? The question is the spring okay? Let's dive in. Okay, so we see the way that's organized there. This spring has to go in a certain way. This clip has to go in like it's shown here. And that pawl just lifts out like that. And then washer. Does it want to come out? Okay. Well, it looks okay. Is the spring damaged? I don't see a damaged spot on it anywhere. I'm going back with it. Okay, so this wants to be like that. Okay, hold everything. So you may notice some of the leaves have been blown around, and this is actually 3 days later. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and put this thing together and put the cord in. This thing started up, ran great. I've been using it for a couple of days. Actually, we got all the leaves blown around here and so forth. Even got the other one involved, and my wife, and we just cleared most of what we had in our yard out and so forth. But then, after a while, something went wrong. So it looks like we didn't solve the problem. All right, so let's get back into this thing and see if we can find out what's up with this. Okay, and now that we've repeated it, it's not the rope, and let's go back in and see. There must be something actually wrong with the spring setup. So let's get into it. Okay, let's see if we can see what's going on here. This doesn't want it. It's pulled all the way to where that cord is. Maybe the pull cord I put on here is too short, and I damaged it somehow. But let's see if we can take this off. Let's see what happens if I turn this. Let's see. Let's go back this way. It's not grabbing. It's like the spring is not engaging on the center post, right? Not at all. I go like this. I can hear it kind of slipping in there. It's not doing anything. Okay, let's get that pin off and get this off and see what we got. See if I can launch this across the yard. Hold on. We'll see if I can jab myself. How about that? That'd be entertaining. Okay. Take the pull off. washer comes out. Okay, I don't know, can't quite tell if you're focused. Let's take this part together and see what we got underneath there. It's resisting me a little bit. Now pick that up and set it back down again. I think I feel resistance. No, I don't. Okay, it's got to come off, so let's do it. Alright, so what is going on with this? Let's see, when this is on here, we pull the cord, that seems to be okay. That seems to be, I don't see anything broken. I can clean this up some. So when I pull that cord, this should be engaging that piece. As this starts to wind up, another coil should come off of that and come behind that and keep it in the slot, right? As that starts to undo, that should be grabbing it. So let's see, where's that piece? So if I take this, and I put this on here, right? You hear it slipping because it's not getting that other wrap down on it to hold it in place. And so it just keeps popping each time. Okay. Let me get this all cleaned up in here, and I'll bring you back in just a minute. Okay, I got in there and cleaned it as best I could with some denatured alcohol. A little bit came off of here. That post is on there pretty hard, so I'm not going to worry about that anymore. It seems to be turning just fine. So, if you look at how this thing is done, you've got this little guy here is going to want to slip into this slot that's on this ring right here. And so I'm thinking that as it starts to turn around, it's turning this direction, and as it goes around, it's expecting this other, let me get this glove off, it's expecting this other coil to come up behind it and hold it into here. Instead what it's doing is just simply popping out each time. That's the sound we're hearing as it's letting loose, right? You can see that? It's just not getting this other wrap behind it to hold it in place. So, you know, maybe I'll try just bending this up a little bit. I've got that other spring that came with it. So if I mess it up, I can just put the other one in. But let's see if we can get this one to work and save that other one for something in the future. You can hear all the leaf blowers in the background. I guess that's my future, you know, coming soon videos when those things crap out. But anyway, all right, let's see if we can get this bent up a little bit. Yeah, let's just see what we can get. This is not going to want to bend, seeing as how it's spring tempered. I've got glasses on, by the way. I'm going to be careful doing this or it'll spring out and get you in the face. When it's done like this, it's actually quite brittle. Alright, that's kind of a wicked bend. That may be more than what I wanted to get. You see it's now rubbing against that center post, but I don't really like this sharp bend I have here. It might keep it from working, but let's just put it in and see what happens. We're doing some experimentation here, right? So take that to where it'll engage. Find the slot if I can. Let's see, about like this. Okay, it's down all the way. Alright, let's see if this wants to wind up. Okay, it's grabbing. It's definitely grabbing. Well, let's do it again and see if we can get it to work. So hang on, let me get this pawl and everything back in here. So pawl goes in like so. So I'm trying to get you in focus here. Like that. It should go in like so. So we can keep from launching this across the yard. Oops, forgot the washer. That was just a practice run, right? Alright, so next goes the washer. The weather is turning on us here. The wind's kicking up. Okay, so it goes like that, right? Come on. People are watching. Maybe. Okay. Take a breath. Alright, so that's in. So now you can see when this is pulled, it kicks the pawl out. And that's so it can engage the inside of the flywheel here. So you can engage these nubs right here and kick this thing around to make it start. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and pull this out and put a new knot in and make it a lot easier. I did a good job putting this in, but I decided not to put that back in the video and make you have to watch that all over again and taking it back apart, so you can see what you missed if you're interested in that. Okay. Let me flame that if I can find my propane. Or map. So we're trying to save this spring that we got for free by seeing if we can repair that one. So we'll see what we get. Alright, so we take the handle off. Okay. Probably could have been a longer piece of cord to start with, but I did it for a reason. Let me go get some, I need some vice grips. Be right back. Okay, these make it really easy. Alright, so I shouldn't say really easy, but so the idea is, alright, is you're going to turn this as if you're pulling the cord out. So here's where you pull through. As if you're pulling the cord out, you then wind the spring in that direction. You got to hold on to it carefully so this doesn't release and buzz your fingertips off. And turn it until it basically just won't go up any tighter. I don't really want to wrap cord around it yet. I'll show you why in a minute. So spring's taking the winding well. Hasn't slipped or anything. It probably won't slip now. I'm going to set it down here so I can get some leverage on it. I suppose if you do the knot on here just right to where the spring never really comes completely undone on the side, maybe that should keep the little nose piece completely engaged in the middle all the time. so it doesn't come all the way out and have a chance to unwind. So maybe that was the other thing, is when I put this on the other time, I didn't take it all the way till it stopped. It felt like it was tight enough. And maybe when the other fella changed the cord out, he did the same thing. He didn't take it all the way to the stop, and so then when it released, it had enough slack to where the end piece could slip out of the hub. So I'm going to take this really tight. I can already see a problem with the way I'm doing this, so let me go ahead and get the end slipped through the pull hole so I can get something to put a vice grip on that. Okay. Still going. Still going. It's tight, guys. Should I say it's tight enough? I think it's tight enough. That's the stop right there. Okay, so I'm going to back it up until the hole in the hub is pointing to the outlet, like that. So this should hold it. I'll hold the string real tight like. And squeeze that off to hold the cord out. There we go. It's tight. Okay. Alright, let's put the handle back on. Okay. Okay, that'll work. So now, what I'm going to do is release this and hold it out. And that'll make sense why we did it the way we did. Because now, as I release the tension on the cord, it will wind itself up around the spool. And I guarantee you that's still very tight. Okay, I'm going to think that's it. So what we did was basically when I put the cord on, and I think the other fella did the same thing, didn't wind this up tight enough. Okay, so that when it went back into the when it came all the way, well, whichever direction it was, when it came back like in this position, it had enough slack in the spring to where that hook piece didn't have another wrap behind it holding it in the hub. Okay, if this came off because it's just a little too slack, then that could pop back out, and that causes it to not stay engaged. So what I did was I took the end of the spring and I gave it a little bit more of a bite so it would grab that hub, and then wrapped it until it did actually have that other wrap come around and hold it in the middle. Alright, then when I wrapped this up, I made it really tight. Alright, I turned it to terms it really couldn't turn any further, and then backed up just enough for that hole to line up with the outlet hole, and then let it take the cord back in. And the idea is there's still enough, there's a lot of tension on that spring right there that keeps that thing engaged in that hold where it can't slip out. Alright, so I think that's going to do the trick. Alright, let's put this thing back together again. Alright, so, and in case you missed it, I don't remember what all was in the other, I don't recall what all was in the other video clips that I did. I basically put the whole thing back together again. I put the spark arrestor, back in. Didn't even check the spark plug, it seemed okay. I checked the distance between the magnets and the coil that's there. It seems to be fine. It's about the width of a credit card, or a business card I should say. And the thing was running just fine. So I put the air cleaner that was, the air filter that was there, I just blew it out with some compressed air and then put it back in. It's the same one that was there before. Alright, let's just put this back on. Alright. Okay, there is 4 screws for this model. One of them has a different thread pitch. This is one for plastic. These others go into metal. Right? You can tell by the thread pitches. That one's for the plastic. Alright, so like I said, I was using this yesterday evening and this problem happened, so we have a cold start. I'll prove it. There's the muffler. Got my finger on it. Okay, so it's a cold start. We'll see how she does. Back into choke. One of the things I noticed is that it was getting plenty of good squirts inside, so I know that this primer bowl was fine. Because when I looked inside, when I pushed this, I could see the return really shooting in there strong. So that was working okay. I didn't even mess with the mix on this. Alright, so looks like let's see if we can get it to run. Back up here a little bit. Definitely got pressure. We got fuel in there. I'm seeing fuel squirt inside. Some choke. Oh, it helps if you turn it on. Probably flooded it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nice. It might need a little adjustment there on getting the acceleration up, but it needs to really warm up well before I adjust that, and you've seen me do that before. Alright, so what do we end up doing? Well, what we ended up doing is that we changed the cord out, because the one that was in there was just ridiculously too thick. Then I rewound the spring to where it engaged, and I had a lot more tension on it before I put the rope in, and that meant that it kept engaged in the hub. All right, that was a problem with it slipping out. Help that out by bending the end just a little bit. You got to be really careful of that spring steel. If you exceed its yield point, its ultimate strength is just right there. It's doesn't have a lot of toughness left. All right, so if you get it bend too much, it can just snap right through. Wear eye protection if you do that kind of thing, or you're really messing with the spring at all. But then, like I say, I wrapped that up to where it was fully tight. Made enough cord to where it stayed really tight on there, and that keeps the circle around the spring engaged tight on the hub so it doesn't slip out again next time. And then be sure you turn it on before you try to start it, or you'll flood it. I'm going to leave all that in, okay? Because I do that all the time. I leave this thing in the off position. I'm used to kill switches being momentary and then coming back into on. So anyway, this is the one we just picked up. The other one from before it's here. You know, like I say, I don't know what it is about Stihls being found in the trash. You know, I hear others running in the background. I guess I'll be getting more soon. I don't know. They seem to be very, very good units. But I think they last so long that when finally some kind of problem develops, I guess guys just decide I'm ready for a new one. But anyway, this is the BG55. I've got a couple of these right here, and they're both living. So I guess what we have here, are you ready for it? It's the BGs, Stayin Alive. Thanks guys. Enjoy the holidays. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.